Alrighty, what's going on? I'm just going to do a quick video here of what the dealership had done, what Articat didn't do, I should say. The two videos I posted back in June, March, April, June, one of those 3 months, for the original units. The dealer just took them back. He's like, I'm not going to have you guys deal with Articat and then, keep bringing the units back down in for the same issue. It's cutting into the riding season. So he upgraded us to the next model up, which is the Alterra XT. As you can see, it has the new 2016 body style, where the ones that we had purchased were still 2016s, but they were the old body style. So we got the XT package. What the XT package is, essentially you get an upgraded readout, and it's mounted into the dash rather than in between the handlebars. You still get your 2-wheel, 4-wheel, and then 4-wheel diff lock, and you still have your reverse override switch, your kill switch, your light switch, the same as the Alterra model, but with the XT you also get power steering and the upgraded rim kit. I'm not going to show the rim kit yet because I'm going to get to that in just a second. I did put another brush guard on the front. The only thing that sucks with the Alterra models, they do not have one that covers or protects around the headlight, but it goes just underneath. And at the angle of the brush guard, or push bar, whatever you want to call it, with that angle, whatever you happen to run into, little saplings or anything else, it actually hits and deflects it away from the plastic. So it functions just as well as the original that I had in the old model, as well as 3500 Warn winch. Must have if you're serious about anything off-roading. Use that more times than I can count. Did put the rack extensions on the front and the rear. And also, my brother and sister-in-law had gotten me a LED light bar for this. It's a 12-inch, 3300 lumen light bar. I just have to fabricate the mount for it to raise it up above the cargo rack extension. One gripe that I do have about Articat, and I don't know why they don't change it, but you essentially get two tire choices with either their side-by-sides or their ATVs or the TRVs. And that is the Enduro Cadence, which were on this machine originally, or the Carlisle Rock Tamers. And I have a feeling that name is going to be wrong. But it's a Carlisle tire 6-ply, which I was originally looking at getting for my 4-wheeler. Yeah, did some research, and I found a really nice tire with everything that I was looking at, and went down to the dealership yesterday, and this is what they had in stock. And this is the Blackwater Evolutions by ITP, and these tires are an 8-ply radial, unlike your Carlisle or the Enduro Cadence that comes stock. Pros and cons of the tire. It is a 500, don't get me wrong, but for Articat, even being a single cylinder, single overhead cam power plant, low end torque is phenomenal, and it's that way from the 500 to the 700 H1. For 2017, they have another model, Alterra TRV H2, and to my knowledge, it's the first time they've ever did it, but it's a 1000cc V-twin, which what I was reading from Articat is a phenomenal performer. So I might just be looking at getting one of those as well come springtime. But for right now, I love my 500. It does everything that I need it to do, and I have no complaints about it. One thing I did do is I'm running an inch bigger on the front and the rear. Reason for that, I just want to get a little bit more ground clearance, which it does. The downside to that being a bigger tire, my speedometer now is going to be reading faster than I'm actually going. But taking this out in the snow earlier today, one thing I can say about these tires, they've got the nice lugs on the sidewall, 1-inch deep tread, the design of the tread, foot and a half of snow, packed, granulated, just nasty shit that I wasn't able to go through with the Enduro Cadence on it in 4-wheel drive. I'm just walking right through no problem in 2-wheel drive with these ITPs. Now, there was a comment on a video that I was watching where a guy had stated, when did ATVing ever turn into mudding, and why would you put this type of tire, on your ATV? You're just going to burn it out. You're going to beat the piss out of it. I don't really understand how. I mean, I could see if the tire, if I went like, to a 30-inch maybe for mudding and put a lift kit in it and added all this exuberant weight to the unit, that you could say, okay, it's a 500, you're going to burn it out. You're mainly going to burn out your clutch or your drive belt if you're getting stuck in some serious mud and you're just sitting there spinning, and that belt and that clutch is doing nothing but spin. There's no resistance. You're going to burn your belt out. Worst case scenario, you're going to burn your belt and your clutch out. People that go mudding, for the most part, they're going to have a radiator relocating kit. They're going to have a snorkel kit on it. They're going to have, wheel spacers. They're going to invest the money to do all that, to protect their investment on a machine, because you do all that, you're upwards of almost 20 grand. So I don't know about you guys or what anybody else does. If anybody else, has a 4-wheeler and they enjoy off-roading, the tires alone was another $500 investment on top of the investment that I've got into this machine. I would not have went this tire package for this machine if it wasn't able to handle the extra weight and the 1-inch size difference between, the factory Enduros. So with that being said, I look forward to this spring. It can't get here soon enough. I'm getting kind of sick of the white shit already and the cold temperatures. It definitely makes the drive that I have to go to a lot worse than it is during spring and summer. But either way, it is what it is. That's life. So with that being said, if anybody wants to, see some videos of this in action come spring, just leave a comment, do what you got to do, and we'll do her up. Outside of that, if you're looking at new tires, I highly, highly recommend looking into getting some of these Blackwaters. It all depends. I cannot say specifically how they handle on pavement. I won't find that out until springtime. The new property that we have acquired, our riding split pretty much 50-50, or maybe even 60-40, depending on what trails that we decide to take. What I mean by that is 60% of the time it's on road to seasonal road, which is hard pack. The rest of the time is actually on trails where it's dirt, sand, mud, water, you have it, whatever other element that can be thrown at you. But it is legal for where we go to be on the road. Now, not on the shoulder of the road, but you can legitimately ride on the road 27 miles an hour or slower. So we'll see how they handle. Again, referring back to dirt tracks, they said even on the road with hard packed surface and pavement, since it is a radial tire, vibration is minimum, you don't really feel it, and the tread holds up. So let's hope that is true. We'll find out either way. With that said, I am out. Be safe, enjoy, and have fun.